You get 5 people, 10 people watching it, they'll come up with 10 different sets. There's so much in here. There's so much more I could mention right now. I'm not even going to do it. I'm going to let you jump in and see what you think, buddy.
I don't even know where to begin. This episode, you know, I like how you said this was a very hyped episode. This is something we've been hyped up about for a while. This is the arc we have been waiting for. This is the one everybody's wanted to see. We've known about this for years, and it's finally here. Normally, when something gets overhyped like that, there's a level of disappointment. But my Lord, this blew me away. 5 minutes into watching the episode, I'm texting David going, OMG, what am I watching? It was just completely incredible. Everything about this hit perfectly, from the opening, which caught me completely off guard, but I loved the reunion with Ahsoka and Anakin, the emotional scene with the 501st, Kenobi and Bo-Katan talking. Oh man, chills. And then of course the actual battle there on Mandalore, as the Republic forces arrive. I mean, I'm getting chills talking about this right now, man. If you could see my arms right now, even my legs have chills all over them just thinking about this episode. To me, this was perfect. This was the perfect start to an incredible arc. What's going to be an incredible arc. Because if this episode has anything to say about the rest of the arc, I don't know if I'm going to make it 3 more weeks, because this was just stupendous. I'm totally, my mind is totally blown because of this episode, to be perfectly honest. I absolutely loved it, and there's so much to talk about and so much to say, so we're going to do that. But first, we are going to take a break. We will be right back and discuss more old friends not forgotten. Welcome back, everybody, to Star Wars Reactions. Old friends not forgotten. Tremendous, tremendous episode. And we're going to discuss and hit on a few things here. Let's start with the first impression that everybody got. Let's start with that opening. That was, we had the old school Lucasfilm Limited opening with the neon green-ish wording. Then we have that with this nice little intro music playing. And then all of a sudden, you get hit with the full John Williams Star Wars theme fanfare, and it opens up just like the movie. Big bold letters to Clone Wars, and all of a sudden it starts scrolling away just like the movie. I mean, not your typical Clone Wars intro here, folks. David, how did that opening hit you?
I think I kind of had the big eyes. Like, I'm kind of looking, oh, and I'm like, is everybody else seeing this too? Now the red Clone Wars logo we have seen before in previous seasons when they're Maul-focused arcs. So we've seen that, right? Yeah. It's always cool to see that. But when they started with the green Lucasfilm logo, you're kind of like, whoa, they haven't used that before. And they're really literally making it theatrical. They went old school. I don't know, fortunately or unfortunately, I'm old enough to remember seeing that logo. I think we're so used to the new one. That is, I love the new one. It's just the one that you see that kind of materializes right before us, But I loved it. And you're just sitting there like, holy mackerel. And then, saying part 1, so they'll probably have part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4. Again, here it is again, going back to Lucas's love of the Flash Gordon serials. and those things being, labeled with numbers and stuff like that. Of course, episode numbers, and then, like you said, starting it with John Williams music. That they're saying, look, these episodes are special. We're going to finish with a flurry, and we're gonna, these are gonna be, some of the best things ever. Now, Sam Witwer, you and I were looking on Twitter. He said, I believe it's some of the best stuff, perhaps the best stuff we've ever created. And so, yeah, they're treating these as special as they should, and yeah, blown away at the start, and then all the way through.
Oh no, exactly. The intro I said you set the theme for the for this arc, and to me it's got me wondering whether or not this should be shown in this format or whether this should have been. And I got a feeling I'm going to agree with myself once I see the next 3 episodes. This should have been a full-fledged feature film release because they set it up that way with that intro, the old school Lucasfilm logo, the John Williams theme with the scrolling Clone Wars theme, and even when it finally cut to the animation with and went back to the Clone Wars style with Tom Kane doing the narration there at the beginning, the first thing you see when it cuts from black from the logo is a separate spaceship. That's how your Star Wars movies go, man. After your scroll, you get the spaceship. Whether it's a Star Destroyer cutting through, whether it's a shuttle, I mean, it doesn't matter. You get a ship to open every single movie.
Well, let me piggyback for just a second. I just heard an interview with D. Bradley Baker, and he said that it sounds like it was going to be the whole cast of the Clone Wars, Dave Filoni, the whole crew. We're going to see this down at like the El Capitan, like where they do the premieres for, well, like they did for The Rise of Skywalker back in December, but they do it in like 3 different theaters. But it sounds like they were going to show it and premiere it for the cast and crew in a theater setting, but because of COVID, it was a no-go. And when you hear that, you're like, oh my gosh. So you're hitting it, buddy. You're hitting it.
Oh no, this I got a feeling very well could have been a full length feature. Whether they did the rest of this season or not, this arc could have been a movie in and of itself, by itself. Which, if they wouldn't have given us this season, which essentially is a half a season, but nonetheless, if they wouldn't have given us this season, I would not have been surprised if Filoni pushed hard enough to get this as a full-length feature movie. I mean, they opened Clone Wars that way. Why not close it out that way? I don't know. It would have worked for me. But either way, we're getting this arc. And this, oh my gosh. It's just incredible.
Well, let me say this real quick.
Yeah.
Dan Zaire posted that this is the best Clone Wars episode he's ever seen. He's seen them all. You and I've seen them all. I've watched them all multiple times. And, I remember in August of 2008 seeing that original Clone Wars movie, 3 episodes pushed together. And again, it left something to be desired. I mean, I still really enjoyed it. But I'll tell you what, in this episode that we just saw, the content in it and the animation in it, it blows away anything in that first movie. Because again, the advancement in animation, the faces, the battle sequences, all that. The way that Anakin's face is animated in this compared to, like right now, if I close my mind's eye, I can see his face in Ahsoka's in that original movie. This would blow it away if you put 4 episodes together, hour and a half, hour and 40, hour and 45 minutes. Oh my gosh. But I'm saying it right now. This first episode is better than anything in that first movie.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, but you expect that. I mean, things get better as they go for the most part. So, and this show did that. So I definitely expect to have better storytelling and better episodes toward the end of the run than at the beginning.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm backing up what you said in terms of, this could easily be in theaters.
Oh yeah, very easily. And I wouldn't be surprised if down the road we get that.
It would be fun to see on a big screen. Yes.
Exactly. I would love to see this on a big screen. So, and I'm only seeing the first 22 minutes of it.
Right.
I mean, literally, I've seen the first 20. Actually, this was first 20. It was actually longer. I was just looking at that. It was actually about 20, according to Disney Plus, about 29 minutes. Right. So yeah, I've seen the first 29, 30 minutes of the episode of this arc, and I'm already willing to put money out to go watch it in a movie theater. It'd just be this. You want to Disney? If anybody from Disney or Lucasfilm are listening, okay, here's what you need to do. Yes, I know this is going to be free on Disney Plus. I know that. Everybody knows that. You get Disney Plus, you're going to get to see all these episodes. Once all this stay-at-home isolation stuff is over and done with, you need to do a limited release in theaters of this last arc to get Star Wars fans together to celebrate being able to get out of the house again. Yeah. Let's do it. Yeah. I'll be there with bells and whistles and lightsabers.
Mm-hmm. And maybe no, I interrupted you. Forgive me. Star Wars is shared collectively. People, that's how it started at the theaters. So yeah. No, you go. I apologize, buddy, for
No, you're fine. No, I was just going to keep adding to bells, whistles, lightsabers, helmets, costumes. I'll just be there. Just let's do it. But you're right. Star Wars is a collective event. You talk to anybody that's been to Celebration or Star Wars weekends or anything like that, and they'll tell you what some of their greatest memories is just hanging out in the lines with the fans.
Yes, exactly.
And so this is something that we love to share collectively. I will tell you this: if it was not for social media and I sat down and watched this thing at home by myself in isolation, not getting together with my friends or talking with them very little, I would have lost my ever-loving mind having nobody to talk to about this.
Right. And it's like I've shared the story on here before where back in 2008, you're talking 12 years ago. My son was 8 years old. And I went with a bunch of my buddies here and we're about an hour and a half, 2 hours from where Aaron is. And I remember going and all of our boys had lightsabers. And after the show was over, the Clone Wars, the original, theatrical, introduction to Ahsoka and all that, our boys were out in front of the Regal 16 here in Ocala, having one of the biggest lightsaber battles of all time. But we're together and it's collective and it's at a theater. And I'm thankful we've got Disney Plus. At the same time, yes, Disney Lucasfilm, listen to Aaron, my co-host, and put this in a release, to really sell it, have a little 10 to 15 minute little teaser to start where Dave Filoni gives some of his insights. And then we see that to start, and then boom, we hit the credits and all that stuff. So that would pull people in just to hear Filoni talk Star Wars.
Oh yeah, I would do it. Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. That would just be icing on the cake at that point, man. That would just be great. So, we haven't even made it past the intro to the episode yet. We haven't even got to the narration. We're just stuck on the intro. My word, that's taken a while. But this is just so much to talk about in this episode. The narration in and of itself, phenomenal. And I love the clips they piece together and are going through there. And they're talking about the Jedi being spread out, fighting different battles. And you see these Jedi Masters